Okay, Miss Carla Shahid. What do y'all think about Carla? Quality time, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, receiving gifts, or
I
words of
think physical
affirmation.
touch is her number one.
I say words of affirmation.
She loves to be around her man. Yeah.
But spending quality time and touching, I mean, they all go together, but yeah, talk to.
Welcome to Mind Our Business podcast, where we share our ups and downs with the goal to inspire as well as empower you in life and business. We talk about life and business, and it's the real talk.
Oh, yeah.
Today, I'm excited because our subject is about love languages.
Oh, shookin' now.
But before we get into love languages and how it can affect your life and business in a positive manner, we got to tell them who's here today.
Who's behind the
Simona,
mic?
you want to talk about who you are?
Hi, it's your girl Simona. I am a fashion stylist and a personal shopper, curating looks with you in mind.
It's your girl Gigi Garcia, owner director of Moves Dance Studios and Vibe Together.
And I'm Carla Shahid, the realtor and certified real estate planner, where I help people build, protect, and transfer wealth through real estate.
And we definitely want to not forget that Carmen is not here. Dr. Carmen's not here today.
Carmen is not
Shout
here.
out to Dr. Carmen.
Hey,
Dr. Carmen. Hey, Dr.
She right
Carmen.
And I'm your girl, Tamika, your favorite certified recreation therapist, focusing on inclusion and adaptive recreation, but always an advocate for our older population and those with disabilities. We're going to open up with a quote from Dr. Gloria Moreau. Relationships tend to be healthier when the couple is similar in personality, values and beliefs, and likes and dislikes. Unfortunately, some select a mate based on external factors without knowing very much about the internal workings of the person. A recent research report revealed that a personality differences tend to create the most distress in couples. So that's a lot. So
It's true.
what do you think?
I think it's true. I think relationships work best when you have similar qualities, similar likes, dislikes, things that you like to do, religion, all of that stuff. It works because relationships are hard.
They are
right?
hard anyway.
It's hard anyway. So to be able to work with someone that shares the same similar belief systems, personality,
It's a win-win.
yeah.
Well, I always grew up hearing opposites attract.
Absolutely.
But that hasn't
Me
worked too
too.
well. But I always say, I'm a fun girl. I ain't met a fun guy yet.
Uh-oh.
Oh
But-
wait, no,
Kidding.
you have.
No, I'm joking. But no, I mean somebody, just like me, but I have, we balanced each other out. That's been working for me, but I haven't found any, the people that I connect with and who are attracted to me are total opposites. And it's worked, but I've never been married, but at the end of the day, it's worked for me. So that's what I try.
You're saying that opposites have worked for you?
Opposites? I mean, that's the only thing I try. I haven't met anybody that I feel is
The same.
Okay,
Okay.
same.
Okay.
Got you.
Right.
All
Okay.
right. What about you? Opposite or the same?
No, got to be the same. I can't do somebody completely opposite than Gigi. Because I'm somebody that's very grounded in just what I know, what I believe, what I like, what I don't like. Like I love to laugh, I love music, I love to dance, I love to be active, and I definitely look for those things in a partner.
Well, I'm guilty. So, yes, all my life I've always had or dated guys that were opposite, but I did that on purpose. I didn't want someone that was as strong as me because I wanted to rule over them, but that was the immature person, right? So they
Yeah.
were the quiet guy. They were the guy that allowed me to do what I needed to do, and I didn't have to worry about that person. But guess what? I didn't respect them, and so it does not work, and you get tired of it in the long run. So having a person or meeting someone that is the same as you or have those core values that are the same are so much better. And that's what I have now in my husband, and it works and it's so much fun.
Well, I can see that because like a will alignment, things are more
Yes.
aligned.
Yes.
Quiet don't always mean you weak.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes
That's
they're perceived that
very,
way.
very true.
And I found out the hard
Yes.
way just because
Yeah.
somebody wasn't as boisterous. But
Mhm.
yeah, and I think I wasn't looking for weak because I was looking for me
Mhm.
and
You,
somebody.
yeah.
It just
Right.
hasn't lined up that way. But we all balance each other out.
Mhm.
But definitely it would be nice. But at the same time, you have to just you see the external stuff that you mentioned. She fine, he fine, and then
Yeah.
you guys connected. You're hooking up on extrinsic things.
Yeah.
And then as you get to know each other, then you find out you may or may not be able to move forward because of
Right.
But is that normal? Because when you first see someone, what do you see?
It's
The
some type of
external,
physical,
correct?
physical
Some type of
attraction.
attraction
Right.
that you have
Mhm.
towards that person. And I will say that, I was married to someone who was completely opposite from
Yes.
me, though we shared, some values and things like that
Mhm.
the same, but he was completely opposite.
Yes.
It worked. It worked for a while, but, I prefer now, I can see how it could be easier to date someone that is or to be with someone, your significant other,
Mhm.
who is very similar to yourself. But
Uh-oh.
still some differences though, because
Right.
I feel like you do have to have some differences because to balance out, but there has to be more similarities. And I think there was a
Absolutely.
study that said that people that do that like the same activities,
Mhm.
that's the relationship that lasts the longest because you like to do the
Same
same things.
things.
Like that's what you do in your leisure town. I mean leisure town. Oops, I'm thinking of real estate. That is a neighborhood.
Is it? Leisure time.
Yeah. So
Leisure time.
I dated a guy before this last relationship, and he
Okay.
actually broke up with me. And I was like, 'cause I thought, oh, we're yin and yang, we balance each other out. And he says, no, you like to go do all these things outside. I like
Yeah.
to be in the
No.
house all the time. No, go find somebody that's like you, like-minded individuals. He says,
Yeah.
the worst thing we could have been taught was opposites attract, and so some of these ideologies that we've been learned behavior, raised that way, and just accepted it. But yeah, so I was like, okay, well that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yes.
glad that we noticed that it does make a difference. So, ladies, we were all challenged to find out our own love language if you did not know ahead of time.
Mm.
So we took the quiz. I think a lot of people are familiar with the 5 love languages.
And if not, you go learn today.
You're going to learn today. So we're going to focus on those. And there are others, but we're going to focus on those. So I want to put a little twist in it, y'all.
Okay.
A little twist in it, okay?
I love a twist.
So let's start with Simona.
Ooh.
Don't tell us. I would like for us to try to guess what was her top love language. Now, let me give you guys the 5, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Quality time. So obviously spending good time together, right? Acts of kindness or doing things for you,
Okay.
right? Without you asking.
Acts of service.
Okay.
Acts of service.
And then physical touch.
Okay.
All right. So we all know what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Receiving gifts. Now, I do want you to know it took me to actually read the book to realize that receiving gifts is just not a physical gift that you have to purchase. It can be something that you make. It could be something that you just do a little extra. You might cook some dinner for somebody. It's just that type of gift. Okay. And the last is words of affirmations.
Got it.
Okay. Saying good things about you. So when we know Simona as much as we know, what would you guess?
Receiving gifts.
I would say receiving gifts.
Receiving gifts
And the money gifts.
And dinner.
No
No coffee. Dinner.
No coffee.
No
Full
coffee,
dinner.
Don't
And not
take me to
McDonald's.
coffee. And don't even think about Applebee's.
Don't think about Burger King.
Don't think about Applebee's for
What
her.
would you say,
Um,
Simona?
so
Top.
for gifts, definitely acts of service.
Oh, you would say acts of service for her.
Yeah. Is
Okay.
her top is definitely gifts and acts of service.
Okay.
For her.
Okay. So tell us, Simona.
So my number one actually changed, but it is acts of service.
Wow.
Wow.
Number
Well,
one.
is number 2 gifts?
Well, I'll say do them all. You know, I need the time, I need the gifts, I need the quality time, I need the
Okay.
touch. I mean, but in order it was acts of service.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I love words of affirmation.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gifts.
Okay.
Quality time.
She likes it all.
So were you surprised with your number one?
I was surprised because it changed. I guess different circumstances,
Yeah,
change things.
definitely. Okay, Miss Carla Shahid, what do y'all think about Carla? Quality time, quality time, acts of service, physical touch,
I
receiving
think
gifts, or
I
words of
think
affirmation.
physical touch is her number one.
I say
Quality
words of
time.
affirmation.
She loves to be around her man. Yeah.
But spending quality time and touching, they all go together. But yeah, talk to.
So which one are you saying?
I'm saying quality time.
Okay, and I'm saying words of affirmation. So what was your number one?
Acts of service.
Wait, none
You
of
like
us
to be
got it?
served?
Acts of service.
Yeah.
Go do something.
Yeah, like to me, that
Okay.
makes me feel so loved. Like
Aw,
if I
me
have a
too.
lot going on
Yeah.
or just what have you, if somebody can take something off my plate or do something for me, hey, you got me.
Hello.
Okay, you
Yes.
got me.
That's
you
for
know?
real.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
love that.
that's the biggest one. And the second one is words of affirmation. Yes.
Mhm.
Words of affirmation.
Okay.
And I was not surprised.
You was not you were not surprised.
I was not.
You was
surprised.
like, that's to the T. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, G,
Y'all better get it.
GG.
You
Okay.
better get it.
All right, Simona. You've been with her the longest, so you better get it right.
She keep changing every season.
Yes.
I know
Right,
it does
right.
change.
I do believe Gigi values acts of service as well.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say quality time.
Mm.
I'm gonna say gifts.
Mm.
I don't know. Don't put your nose up.
I do like a good gift.
All right, go ahead. What is it?
So my top love language is quality time.
Quality
Yep.
time.
And it's funny because it did change for me too. Like it was acts of service at first,
Okay.
but now I feel like as I'm growing and evolving, that being with that particular person, that specific person,
Yes.
that being together and spending
Mhm.
time really
Yes.
helps us to grow and build. And I'd rather be together. That's why I can't do long distance relationships, y'all. So that ain't me. So if you live out of California,
Don't
don't be all up in my DM.
You might be missing your blessing.
You might,
Don't be
yeah,
up in
You
my
might be
DM.
missing your blessing.
Yeah, oh, you know what? Because I look back at your story to me
Yes.
and how it happened for you and hubby, and
That's
I
right.
really admire
Husband.
that. But
Mhm.
like I said, like I really need to see, smell,
I hear
touch
you.
you.
Right.
Yes.
I need to
Take
be
out my
around you.
garbage.
I need to feel your energy. I need to
Acts
see
of
body
service.
language. Yeah, and I need both acts of service. Acts of service was actually my second
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
So
All right.
quality time and acts of service, and it definitely goes hand in hand.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, what y'all think about Maya? Oh, you better not been looking at my notes.
No, I
What
was
you think?
not.
What you think?
I think
I'm gonna say words of affirmation.
I was
Words
thinking
of
that too.
affirmation.
I was thinking
Okay.
that too.
What do you?
I-
Oh, you said.
Oh gosh,
What's
it's
the
a toss up
toss-up
between
one?
words and affirmation and acts of service.
I think quality time. I think you value
Ooh.
time, especially with that distance.
Yeah.
I think that time is,
That's a
you
good
can't
one.
get time back, and I
That's
think
true.
time is
Don't
your
change it
top.
now. Don't change it now.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so you don't know me. So so my number one is quality time. And it
Yes.
Somebody got
has
it.
changed.
It has
Because
changed.
my number one was acts of service.
Okay, that's
Because I'm just like you, take it off my plate. But I
Right.
think because of the long distance, it is
Value.
quality time. So I
Yes.
value that. And it can change a little bit, but it shouldn't change a lot.
It shouldn't change a
The
lot.
top three should be around in rotation.
But I feel like if you're getting it already,
Okay.
then maybe you won't put that. Maybe you'll answer the questions differently because you
Okay.
feel like that's what you're wanting.
Okay.
Maybe.
Exactly.
I got
I'm
it.
thinking. Yeah.
Okay. All right, ladies. Let's move it along.
Mm-hmm.
So, how is knowing your love language, how can that benefit your relationship and knowing your partner's love language? How do you think that can benefit your personal relationship?
I think once you know, and I feel like if you let your partner know, then you guys will both know what the other person is looking for and how they feel loved.
Yes.
You know, so if my significant other says that they like physical touch,
Mhm.
then I'm going to be intentional on
Touching.
touching. Yes.
That is so
Are you a good
true.
listener too?
I never used to ask a guy what
Yeah.
their love language was
Mhm,
because I was like, that's corny, but hey, we big grown now. So
Absolutely.
what's your love language? And I have asked.
Yes, because you know what? I feel like we all experience love in different ways,
Absolutely.
right? So if you're a gift giver and you're giving someone gifts,
Mhm.
but
That's not how
that's
they
not their
receive it.
love language.
Mhm.
So they're gonna be appreciative of that gift, but that's not necessarily how they receive love. And then to take it a step further, if they don't like the gift that you're giving them, they're not going to, that's not.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
your
they'll
take is not
appreciate
that.
it, but it's not how they feel love.
Right.
Then it makes you,
know?
as the giver feel shorted or feel like
Exactly.
I'm not reaching this person. But yeah, for me, spending quality time now, I'm getting to know more partner more and more. And I realize that's one of his love languages because I'm like, let's go here, let's go there, let's run around. And he's like, let's just chill out. And I'm like, the sun's shining, let's get outside. He's like, well, the window's open, like,
Yeah.
so I mean, so I gave him a little bit of him, and he, just, okay, it's nice. You want to go wine tasting, you want to go do something. So he understands me too. It's part of my, I get cabin fever in the house, but I did tell him I take it to tag too long. I can't stay too many days. I got time to break out. But so after I told him my love languages, and he was like, okay, I picked up on a lot of stuff just observing.
Right.
So yeah, it's good to know. And
So
he
we
told
should
me
be
his.
upfront. Yeah,
We should be upfront.
with
We
our
should.
partners and say, look,
Yeah.
I feel most love when I have quality time with you or when you give me words of affirmation, which is just
Right.
encourage me, blah, blah, blah. That's so
Absolutely.
important.
That
That's
goes
so
with the
important. That makes so
communication.
much
I love
sense.
words of
Yeah.
affirmation too.
Yeah.
I really do.
Me too.
All the love languages are important, but
All of them, and they just
Yeah.
kind of go in order. And I
Okay.
think that a lot of people automatically, like you say, they think that there's a significant other love language is the same as theirs. So
Exactly.
I love gifts, so I'm going to give my husband this gift. Well, but that's what he does. He doesn't value that.
Right.
So he just may like you to be mine. Just go ahead and fry him up some catfish, and that's his love language. But for
Right.
me,
Oh, yeah.
it's like a normal little thing.
Right.
So that helps you stay connected. And guess what? You got to that's getting to know each other. That's communication. So have those hard conversations that you felt was uncomfortable in the beginning.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So how can love language, get this, benefit in business? How can that cross over in business, and how do you apply that to business?
I would say the love language definitely. When you have a client or potential customer, your love language affirmation, definitely words of affirmation. Spending the quality time from a consultation to a interview of what do they need, what kind of service they need from you. I mean, I think we can apply all of these things to them.
Right.
I wouldn't say physical touch necessarily, but in my business, I actually have to dress people and zip them up, and they're undressed in front of me. So I mean, it is a bit of a trust with me. Whenever I have to zip you up or tie your shoe or bend down by your crotch or whatever I have to do, too. So I mean, I can't apply all of these things to my the love language, but they end up trusting me, and I'm upfront, and we do get to spend the time together from the beginning, throughout the process, and
Yeah.
So when I think that you transfer over to business, physical, when I think of physical, I'm not thinking of touch.
Right.
So when it comes to business, I'm thinking about physically being there.
Mhm.
So I'm a consultant, and I help people redesign their programs or staff training or things, whatever they need. So what I'm first going to do is have that long conversation with them. What is going to help you feel comfortable with your business, and applying that to making sure that they are able to service people with disabilities. So where do you need the most help? I may see something different, right? I may see, oh, your staff need training. But for them, they're like, you know what? I need you to be here and help us learn step by step of how to redesign this business.
Right.
So that's what you have to
and
look
that's your
at.
quality time with
So,
them.
Exactly. So they're
Okay.
getting your quality time, and they're getting me physically in person. Right. When another business may say, hey, I just need you to go online and give us some staff trainings and call it a day.
Right.
Well, you have to analyze what your business love language is. Like we do it with a specific person or a partner. Well, now what is it that your business needs most? According to these different love languages, do you need to put quality time with each of your clients or your customers or whatnot? Is it acts of service? Do you need to do more? Do you need to engage more? Or there's a lot of ways to incorporate love languages into your business, because that's good customer service.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
Even
so
from the
every
handshake,
business
it's-
owner
yeah.
needs it. Yeah, they want to feel connected
Right.
to you.
And
So-
I'm going to say that with the love language, it's not just, and I'm glad you brought up business, because it's not just physical, like your intimate relationship with your significant other, but it
Mhm.
also goes to your children, you know,
Absolutely.
your parents.
Your
So
family, yeah.
in business, right? So
Mhm.
it's really like almost trying, like understanding someone's, I'm going to say like personality, like really trying to understand who this individual is, who they are, excuse me, so that way you know how do they feel heard, how do they feel special. When we're in the service business, right, we need to make sure that our clients feel special and that we are, you know, servicing them to the best that we can. So it's understanding that individual
Exactly.
person.
And do you
Mhm.
find as a realtor,
Mhm.
your clients are different? Do you have certain clients that they need to be handheld every
Absolutely.
minute, and others say, just send me the information?
Right.
Don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And that's that exactly. And for me, I am a person that likes to, you know, kind of spend time, like go over this. I come from when we actually printed out all the documents and I
Right,
sit and go over all the documents line item by line item. When COVID happened, that pretty much took all of that out. We went more so into the digital. So now these youngsters coming in, they don't want paper. They want just send it and sign it and they're done.
Mhm.
But for me, I feel like in the beginning, I felt like I wasn't giving them service, like I wasn't servicing them how I wanted to,
Right.
or how I felt like they should be serviced, because I was used to, you know, actually sitting down and going over everything with them. So yes, to answer your question, it is different. And I have some people that just want to come to my office. They want to sit and they want to talk and they want to,
Yeah.
you know, so it's just understanding that individual person. And you
Right.
have to be adaptive to that when you're in business.
And to your point, Carla, you're right. For some of my clients that are virtual, I'm not shaking their hand or hugging them
that's
when I meet
right.
them,
Yeah.
but I will do a Zoom call so we can connect that way. But if they don't have time for fittings or shopping, like, hey, can I do a vision board? Can you send me some links? And so it is hands off. But if I
Right.
meet you, we're hands on, you know,
Right.
or hug.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that because of AI, and everything that's
Yes.
going on and the
Miss AI.
pandemic, people
Yeah.
or people who are just traveling or busy. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're like, hey, can you just send me the vision board and send me and set me up? And that works as well. And we've spent the time on the phone call, doing the consultation, doing the Zoom call, looking at the body, looking at some images, and then we go forward from there.
But what do you feel best? Excuse me, but how do you feel about that? Does that make you feel weird when it's just like virtual? Do you prefer like to be with
The
someone?
first time I deal with somebody, I do like it in person, and after that we can go virtual. But I'm a people person. I love people, so I do like to
Yeah.
see people, touch them, look at them. I mean, I can look at a picture and some other images and go through their social media, but I do initially like to see you in person and your body and your
Yeah.
flaws or things you want to reveal or conceal
Same.
and
Yep.
those kind of things. So
Yep. Same
Yeah.
for me.
So now I want to apply, and you brought up a good point. It can apply to your children, your godchildren,
Mhm.
your dog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pets. They are
do.
babies too.
They
So-
are
Yes,
fur
they
babies.
are.
So honestly, in the book, when we read the book, there was a whole section on kids
Yeah.
and how knowing your child's love language can benefit. It can give you a good rapport with your child,
Mhm.
and understand what makes them feel good. So, do you think that'll work?
Absolutely. I have one child that she really likes when I give her a hug or kiss
Yeah.
her, like that is something that she really likes. The other one could, kind of care less. She wanna, So, but yeah, I think it's just understanding each person is different.
Yes.
So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Well, I work with kids.
Right.
My business is about the kids, and I'm telling you, even though their attention span is very minimal, they love attention, physical attention. So they want words of affirmations are very important for kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So things like that I've noticed in my job with kids, all of the love languages have to apply when it
Yes.
comes to the kids.
Yes.
Yes.
So like we've been talking about, some love languages are more important than others to
Yes.
some of the kids,
Yes.
Correct.
but they all need to be implemented in a kid's life.
Yeah.
Right. And kids, they
Yeah.
love hugs. I always
Man,
see
they
your
love
students.
to hug me, but
Yeah,
they
every
be
student, but
sick.
Miss
I be
Gigi
like-
hugs. But my daughter,
Right.
growing up, we were everywhere together, and we would go shopping all the time to the mall because that's my thing. And then we would go do something fun. But she started getting older, saying, "I don't want to go. You're in the stores too long."
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, "Oh, we're always together, and we're gonna go eat after." And she's like, "I don't want to do it. I'll sit in the car. And I'm
Yeah, I
going like,
know.
oh no. Like,
Get
so
on-
I'm thinking this is quality time. And she's like, I want to just
Uh-huh.
do online. She grew up in this era. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm an online shopper. I don't have time to be at these stores.
Exactly.
So I had to learn for her language. She likes to stay at home. She likes to chill. She's not going to run herself like I do 24/7. She's going to say, hey, no, I'm tired. And I set boundaries.
Yeah.
So I did have to learn to love her that way. But I just was like, come on, let's go. We're having fun. And she's like, no, not really.
It changes.
So when
does.
she was little, she went with the flow. When she was able to get older, so I had to learn to love her. And quality time is her number one. And she's a hugger like me. So physical, definitely.
So we actually took the test to really identify our love language.
Right.
But our significant other, they may say, I'm not taking that test. I'm not taking that test. So how are we going to find out if they don't know? They can't tell you as far as communication.
Try
We
all
talked about-
5 on them.
Right.
No. Well, how else you supposed to know?
Right.
I think
Book
how
'em.
they treat you.
And see,
you
what's
can
their
just
response?
observe-
What's
Yeah, you just observe how they treat you.
Observation is definitely good.
Yeah. If they're doing acts of service, if they're doing just random acts of kindness, then that's probably how they receive love too.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know.
I think so. I think what they give is what they want. Or just
Right.
like if I want to sit there and chill, I hope you would want to do the same thing
Yeah.
back. But the other day I says, hey honey, let's do the test. He's like, do I have to do it too? What? I'm like, that's a good change. And he's like, I already know mine because we talked about it. I'm like,
Oh,
see,
wow.
good change.
And what was his?
What's his? Yeah.
Quality time.
Quality time.
Oh.
No, mine. Well, he didn't tell me, but
Well,
his was
can
always
you-
quality.
Can you tell
Yeah.
what his is?
I can
now?
tell
know.
that his is quality time still.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
quality
He is
time.
all
It was
about
quality
like
time.
let's sit there,
Okay.
me and you. I'm trying to say, hey, let's go on a double date. I said, hey, I got 3 friends that he wants to go out. He said, why? But I'm a people person, so I'm like, let's do it all together. But he's like, I want to spend time with you.
Right.
Let's
He's one-on-one.
yeah,
one-on-one.
more. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I love, other people that come eat with us and, drink,
Good for him.
Do you think it's hard sometimes because you did say that you guys are opposite? Is it hard sometimes because you like to go out, you like to be the people's person, but he likes to retreat sometimes to be in?
It's
Is
not
it
hard. I get my rest more than
Okay.
I probably ever have. And I, while he's doing it and watching his shows that I'm not really into, I do still do my things I like to do still online sometimes, or I can still deal with some clients or shop. So it's okay. I mean, he doesn't mind. He wants us to be together sometimes, so I can kind of do me still.
Okay.
No, can I just say real quick? It's
Yes.
still important to have your freedom in a
Yes.
relationship. So just because quality time is my top,
Mhm.
but I still want him to have his own life as
Right.
well. So I just
Absolutely.
want to clear that up.
Yeah,
You know what I
quality
mean?
time doesn't mean that you're just like
Yeah.
stuck on
I'm
that
not
person,
clingy.
just
I
like-
don't want him to be clingy on me either.
Right.
Yeah,
We
so-
got things to do. I'll
Right.
be right
Quality
back.
time is we agree to come together.
Yes.
and spend
Yes.
that
Yes.
time.
We
Yes.
have both the weekend off and we're
Mhm.
planning something, or he
Right.
plans it or I plan it, whatever, and we spend that quality time together.
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
when you know your significant other's quality time, love language,
Right.
You don't set yourself up for feeling upset. Because if I'm giving him a gift and I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing this, I'm getting it, but gift is not his love language, I'm like upset now. I done spent all this money and did all this
That
stuff.
makes sense, yeah.
Right. So it kind of saves you from
Yes.
being upset at
Yeah.
him. You're going to have the nerves to be upset at him, but that's not his love language. He don't care about no gift.
Yeah, you
I've
don't want to be
experienced
disappointed.
that.
Yeah, you don't want to be disappointed.
You have,
Well, gifts is not my love language. However, I
Neither
do
is
my
mine.
especially when they're not cute.
Yeah.
like
Gifts is
I
not
like it
mine
all.
either. You guys are crazy.
Well, growing up too, women always say, cook, you have to cook for your man, you have to do this and that. Well, my partner, he doesn't care if I cook or not.
Really?
That's not his
Shoot,
thing.
I
I mean,
love
he's like, I'm gonna eat regardless. We're gonna eat regardless.
I love a man who can cook.
Yeah. Oh no, he cooks, but if I cook, he's not like it's the end. You have to cook. You have to cook. He doesn't put that expectation on me. I can cook when I feel like it or not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about this one gift that you got.
Shut up.
Do we need to pause?
Oh, no, we don't need to pause.
You better.
Okay, let's move
Okay.
on. Okay, we're gonna get it together. Oh, this is real life and real business.
And
Okay.
real talk.
Real love, huh?
So, have you ever struggled to balance your love language needs while you're in that hustle mode?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
How?
How do I struggle?
Mm-hmm.
I think because you're just not thinking about it. You're
Yeah.
just trying to get things done. Like when you're running a business, you're 90% of the time you're on a schedule. You're on a time stamp. Like something's always due. Something's always coming up. Something always needs to be done at a certain time. So you just kind of tend to get lost in making sure all of that is accomplished, and then you forget, like, ooh, I feel a little empty over here. See, that's how burnout starts.
Yes.
But when
And resentment
when
too.
when, like Carla said, when you become intentional and you do take time to receive or do your words of affirmation or
whatever.
quality time or whatever that's going to fill you back up,
Right.
then that's how you avoid the burnout, and then you can still be at your best.
Yes,
I love it.
And it goes, and then so when you get home, you don't feel tired, especially if you have a significant other or partner, and they're at home and they have dinner cooked for you and the house is clean or whatnot. You're at your best, and you can appreciate all of that and really reciprocate and receive it well.
Not being
to where
distracted by your business.
you're not distracted by your business. You're not all tired, not all grumpy. You had a bad day, nobody paying, everybody wasn't paying, a bunch of past due stuff, whatever. Then you get home and you come to that. So it does.
Yeah. And you live and you learn, because
Combine,
I've been in the doghouse for being with somebody.
Dang, not the doghouse.
I've been in doghouse for being there, but my attention was so divided on doing other things or making runs and errands. So as you mature, you grow, and I was like, okay, I will set time aside and I'll do a little bit, but I won't do as much. I remember getting in trouble when you went to St. Lucia, and I was like, oh, I gotta leave and go to Carla's house. Like, again, like I'm like, she's leaving. We have to go do a fitting, and I had been in trouble, but I realized and said, you know what, that's not fair.
Right.
Let me mature. Let me, I'm here for a reason, or we're here for a reason. So, so
when I'm stuck in the hustle, and even if my husband is providing me with my love language, I'm not going to appreciate it.
Right.
Because I'm just, like you said, I'm
Over there.
unfocused. I'm focused on something else and not on me.
Exactly.
And so even when he's doing it, you just like, you don't care. It's just, it doesn't mean anything. And so you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself.
Always.
And providing yourself your own love language, even if you don't have a significant other.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, ladies, Simona, what did you bring over here?
I brought
I've
this
never seen
game
this.
today, the 5 Love Languages card game. One of these influencers said, hey, you better get this for your date night. So
they ought to be paying us for this.
Okay. Mind our business.
The
Get
5
the word on our
love
story.
languages. Did you find one
I
question
found a
for us?
question out of the pile that would work for us, because they do have it separated for families, friends, or relationships.
Oh,
So this is the relationship one.
Nice.
And so question or love, are planned date nights or spontaneous ones better?
I think you need a little bit of both. Now, I'm a planner, y'all.
I was going to say, I don't know. Can you do
So I definitely want to plan, because you got to sometimes just in your busy schedule make that time for those date nights. But spontaneous just means that you put so much more effort into it, just to surprise me, and it just makes me feel so special and happy. I don't want it all the time, but I do like it here and there. Just put a little flavor in it. Your life's not boring.
Yeah, but it's a time and a place for both.
Absolutely.
Me personally, give me the spontaneous anytime.
Because
I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm all about, like, let's get up and go. I don't have nothing tying me down. So hey, you want to go to Africa? You want to fly to Thailand, wherever, we can do that too. But I love a spontaneous date, a spontaneous trip. But I think when it comes to planning something specific, I think it should be for a specific event or particular celebration or a long-term vacation or something like that. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, babe, get ready at 7:00. I'm coming to pick you up. I got somewhere. We going go somewhere. Surprise you.
Love it.
I just don't want them to be mad at me.
That keeps the spark going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think when things are planned, sometimes, like, I know some people are like, oh, we have date night once a month, or we have date night twice a month or something. But I think sometimes it can get boring. That can get boring.
I don't do robotic.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like you, Gigi. Just like, okay, we about to go? Okay, cool. Or I also like this, and I feel like I just have the best time. Like, okay, we just pick a direction where we go.
It's
And
organic.
wherever
Yeah.
that takes us, that's where this day go.
Exactly.
So that's I love that.
Mhm.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah. So spontaneous for me.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Okay.
And I'm a Libra, so I think I'm balanced.
Mhm.
So I like planned and I like spontaneous. I went on one 2 weeks ago and I was like, oh, that's it. Like, get dressed. Let's go have some drinks. Let's go eat. I'm like, okay, hey. So I can do both, but
Yeah.
spontaneous really, is like exciting and like,
Yeah.
oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Me
That's
too.
what's up.
But I also think that is, I mean, no shade to the people that do date nights and have it scheduled, because
Yes.
I think that's good. Like, it works for some people.
Mhm.
I think the bottom line is just being intentional about dating. Like, you do have to still date,
Yes.
Absolutely taking
Keep it
time
spicy,
for
keep it
each
light.
other.
Right.
So, and learn to appreciate the other person just making the effort to do whatever, even if it wasn't the best date. It's just the point of the effort.
Right.
And
Yeah,
Never
be
stop
appreciative.
dating.
Be-
Never stop dating
Never
each
stop
other.
dating.
Yeah.
Don't
Never,
let it get boring and dry out. Keep it spontaneous or
Right.
planned, but keep dating. And keep dressing
Right.
up, ladies, and keep showing up and being sexy and in color.
Yeah.
please
and,
don't let
all
yourself
that.
go.
Right.
Well, I
Keep
Watch
your
that
hair,
weight
your
too.
nails.
Watch that weight too.
Oh.
Yeah, everything.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the
Go
colors
ahead,
and
Gigi.
everything. I'm just saying with me or Gigi. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Gigi.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, never let yourself go, ladies. I feel like it's so important to keep your outer appearance up, because that's what attracted him to you in the first place.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So just because you all cozied up and wiped up and booed up, that does not mean let yourself go, and that means mentally and physically.
Physically.
everything. So
But what
keep
about when
it
they
up.
want to bake and all that? You just in love and you in there making brownies and eating eggplant sandwiches on the
Oh,
floor,
not the
watching
eggplant
Sopranos,
sandwiches.
And go to the gym
watching
still.
Sopranos.
You still got to get up and go to the gym.
You still have
But
to
when
get
you
up
in
and
that
go to the
comfy
gym.
mood, it's so crazy. Nobody feel like working out.
Nobody feel like
It's
you
so
just want
comforting.
to be
You
booed
just want
up.
to be booed up, but you still got to get your
I mean,
butt up.
that's all. That happens when you in the beginning of your relationship, but to keep the relationship
Yeah,
like it's
long term.
still fresh and new, you have to keep yourself up and show that you have your own life as
Both
well.
keep
Yeah.
showing up.
Yes, both,
Right.
and
Don't
learn
let
to
it get
come
old.
together and
Yes.
appreciate each other, and then take that time out to spend with each other.
And that's part of communication
That
Of
as
course,
well. Because
communication is
I don't
everything.
mind telling my husband, he sure does not mind telling me, you need to get this done or you need to get that done. And be okay, because it's coming
Yeah.
from love.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as it's
Right.
coming from love.
Yeah.
Well, all right, ladies. I think we talked about the love language enough. So what I want to do is I want to give our audience a challenge.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So we have 3 challenges.
Oh. Okay.
So we want you and your significant other to take the love language quiz. Okay, you can go online. It's free. You can print it out, or you can do it online electronically, whichever way works for you. Buy the book, whichever way. And it's by Gary Chapman. Okay, so take that love language, both of you. Number 2, I want you to share your outcomes with your family and friends. Tell them what you are. And then number 3, choose one action that aligns with your partner's love language. And I want you to carry that out. And then, of course, let us know. Hashtag love unlocked. So share your response and make sure that we know, because we are very interested in finding out what did you do for your mate.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
make sure you include what their love language is. So make
Put
sure
In the
you-
comments.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Make sure you aligned.
Yes.
All right, ladies. Well, until next time, we want you to stay true to yourselves and always remember, let's
Mind our business.